Escape Men was once the perfect place for girls and models that did not want to get disturbed by chads pestering them for their numbers. Unfortunately, Escape Men became Escape Everyone, once the #1 Sigma male in the world showed up at the next-door fitness club. This chad's name is Sungwon, and he's supposedly the male reincarnation of Madison Beer or Charlie D'Amelio, as every girl in the world wants a piece of his Prince Behemoth. However, the amazing thing about this dude is that he's one of the rare few in anime that barely care about girls, as he's more fixated with his watch as it warns him whenever his heartbeat gets into danger mode, since he could explode at any moment. Regardless, whenever Sungwon goes somewhere or does something, every girl within distance of him can't help themselves but stare at the Adonis reincarnation, as our boy instantly makes their fountain leak and burst with just his presence alone. So basically, this dude should be named God of Rizmaster 9000 instead, as no gold digger pranks on YouTube can come close to this absolute menace. Now come to think of it, Sungwon is the man who Sneeko wishes to be, as no girl would ever want to try and replace his banana tree with another, as the Sungwon banana tree plantation reigns supreme. Anyways, Sungwon is such a chad that he's the only one I know that can just abruptly leave a training session without getting beat up for doing so, even if their fitness instructor is a goddess from another world. But it makes sense though, as someone has a rare condition, where his heart will literally explode if it ever goes past his danger zone. So he's unable to fully exert himself or get truly excited. As such, he leaves looking all cool without even trying. Meanwhile, every girl he passes by starts drooling as if he's Gordon Ramsay ready to serve them his fresh hot dogs. Now the funny part is that this dude isn't even jacked and all he does is cardio, so he can't even bench his body weight, but at least he constantly hears every girl compliment him and gossip about how he breaks beds with his subway. Nevertheless, it's revealed that him being such a mega chad is basically just a cruel curse for him, as he can literally have anyone he wants with all the attention he gets, but it worries him that he's a ticking time bomb and no one knows. So the only thing he can do in life is try to be as emotionless as possible, which has somehow helped him become the chad he is today, due to him not wanting to suddenly become soup. Now the only life he can continue on with is the life of being one with his smart watch, as that is the only thing stopping him from decombusting, just like my farts. Now here's the thing, back in the day, someone was always bullied for being the only one unable to awaken any mythical fruit on Roblox, and him containing a bomb within his heart didn't help much either. But then after getting beat up one day, a mysterious girl appeared out of nowhere to help him make sure his heart did not go past his danger zone. And luckily it worked, as she was able to slowly nurse him back to normality after hyperventilating due to him thinking his body was about to explode. After regaining his senses, he's finally able to see who helped him out, so his heart starts fluttering at the sight of the girl. He's then stuck staring at her as he gets flustered, unable to believe someone as beautiful as her would be so considerate and helping him out in his time of need. Eventually it dawns on Sungwon that he's not dreaming right now, so he instantly gets back up on his feet and acts all super surprised as if he's Ash Ketchum. But since Sungwon was not a Sigma male then, he decides to grab his backpack and pulls the most beta move of all time by running away from her, as he can't handle facing a girl. Luckily for him, she doesn't think he's weird or a loser after running away from her. Instead, she surprises him by telling him that she doesn't think he's weak at all. The mysterious girl then pulls an Albert Einstein quote by telling him that his heart and body isn't weak at all. So don't think that way, or else it's his mind that's the true weak one. Nonetheless, from that fateful day on, he gained confidence and vowed to take care of his body the best he can, as the random girl became his muse. So now, thanks to her, he's evolved from Simp Bear into Chad Bear, and he still makes use of his Titanic, although he needs to make sure he doesn't hit an iceberg. Now imagine being his girlfriend, as the dude always has to stare at his smart watch in fear that his life would suddenly disappear, so even during rice cake smashing time, he's focused on his watch instead of her. But then again, he's a Chad now, so it's a high chance he's totally full of himself. So the only thing that matters to him right now is his pace, as he cannot fully exert his physical prowess, or else he will turn into Smush after a Brimstone ult. Regardless, after an hour of using his unlimited stamina cheats, his brain stops lagging, allowing him to finally stop staring at his watch, so he realizes that his girlfriend fell sound asleep, so you can basically hear her snore. Unfortunately for Sungwon, she wakes back up after his watch starts beeping, alerting him to slow down as his heartbeat is starting to ramp up. With his watch notifying him to slow down, all his attention again goes away from her and back onto the watch, so it's basically like he's playing another game while his girl is busy playing Fortnite. As such, his girlfriend ends up making such a disgusted face due to him always fixated on his watch, and even I cannot imagine having to put up with our bro all this time. So like a true savage, she whips out her phone as a sign of the ultimate doctor disrespect, but our boy cannot even notice her doing so, as he's trying to channel his inner chakra to make sure he's one with his Costco hot dog. 69 minutes later, Sungwon's hot dog is about to explode with ketchup all over the buns, So he finally opens his eyes and realizes what his girlfriend is up to. At least she's not asleep this time, but our boy still has the gall to ask her what the heck she's doing right now, unable to figure out that she's basically been copying exactly what he's been doing throughout their entire relationship. So these two are the prime example of seeing some absolute stunner on the streets, but know that someone out there has been, or is tired of them, being an absolute monkey. With her finally telling the monkey to get off, our boy gets shocked as this has never happened to him ever in his life before. It was at this very moment someone knew he screwed up, as his girlfriend's face says it all, as she looks like she would rather play ranked Valorant than spend time with her loser. With his hot dog ketchup still stuck with her hot dog buns, she turns her back to him and mutters the words, "Let's break up." But since our boy has never been rejected ever since he's evolved into Chadgar, he's unable to put two and two together, as he can only watch her remove her invisibility potion and instead replace it with full-on armor before leaving his apartment. After the entire ordeal, and for the first time ever, he gets a reality check, so he removes his watch just for a few seconds to reminisce about his life before the bomb was put in. However, in the end, it turns out that he really is a Sigma male, as he doesn't even care about losing his girlfriend much, but he's more so bewildered that his heartbeat has pretty much been the same during rice cake smashing and during a breakup. Regardless, he continues on with his life as if nothing major even occurred. He begins to wonder what life would be like if he didn't need to constantly monitor his heart rate to make sure he doesn't perish like stale bread. While busy thinking about what life could be like without needing his smart watch, a girl passing by accidentally bumps into his shoulder, causing him to let go of his watch. Unfortunately, his earlier wish of wanting to know what life could be like without the smart watch became his ultimate nightmare, as the bump causes his watch to slip through an irretrievable crack. Sun-Quan then tries to swiftly save his watch, but it's too late, as the girl that bumped into him could only scream "oh no," although she looks eerily familiar like the girl from his high school days. Anyways, the elf-like girl turns to him and attempts to profusely apologize by making an excuse that she couldn't see the Chad from afar since she was distracted by an important phone call. She then tries her best to retrieve the watch herself to no avail, but at least she looks super cute while doing so. Knowing that there's no way they could ever get the watch back, as the watch fell into the irretrievable depths of Nico Avocado's fat rolls, he just tells her it's okay, as he's already in the acceptance stage of grief. Shortly after, the two part ways, but someone is surprised to feel that his heart was fluttering again for the first time in a very, very long time. Nevertheless, he chalks up his feelings and assumes it's because he lost his watch and not because of the girl, so he attempts to head home without his special weapon. But Sun-Quan goes crazy, as him not having a watch on at all times takes him out of his elements, exactly like Kyrie Irving or Jaylen Brown, so it's like he's missing his third eye. With him unable to do such mundane things, he decides to hit up Facebook Marketplace and find any smart watch available as soon as possible. Since it's already the evening, most sellers don't want to meet up until the next day, but he starts cosplaying Inosuke by using 0% intelligence, so he picks the most expensive watch to buy. It's the only thing available left, but it is literally 10 times the price of a normal one, and it doesn't even look like an actual smart watch. Nonetheless, he goes through with wanting to buy the overpriced dumb watch, so he starts sending repeated numerous messages to the seller, exactly like a crazy girlfriend would do. However, speaking of a crazy girlfriend, the seller turns out to be busy in a car with his girlfriend, so when his phone starts blowing up, she starts asking him if she's cheating on her with another girl. As such, he's forced to check his phone as it keeps going ring-a-ding-ding non-stop, making the two go crazy, even if his banana tree plantation is engulfing her red velvet cake. It then turns out that someone is so desperate that he's decided to offer 3 times the price in less than 3 minutes to buy it from him now. So the seller decides to stop eating the red velvet cake just so he could take advantage of the offer he can't refuse. And so the two decide to meet up immediately, so our boy is super happy that he's about to buy a $20 watch for $1,000. Unfortunately for Sun-Quan, while waiting for the seller, the man turns out to be an ogre-looking donkey and not exactly like what his profile picture showed on the marketplace.